There it is. Welcome back to the Build Show. And for those of you who have joined us for the first time, welcome to the Build Show. Can you guys guess what happened last night? Seeing how my microphone didn't work, can you guys guess what happened to the Stream PC? Also, the music is a little loud. All my settings get jacked up every time the PC reboots. And Windows decided to update my Logitech driver for my keyboard and my mouse, and I have no idea why. And then reboot the computer. So stupid. But anyway, what happens when I reboot my Stream PC is all my stream settings get mixed up, my microphones get mixed up, because I have two of the same microphones, one here over on this build station, and then another same exact microphone, unfortunately, on the other side of the room over where the PC actually is, so that I could talk over there if I had to. And for some reason the hardware IDs, they get mixed up. I don't know. Every time it reboots, it thinks this microphone is that microphone and that microphone is this microphone, and then I have to go into the settings and change it. Not a big deal, but stupid, because I come on stream and I'm like blah 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 blah, and then find out it's not actually working. But welcome to the Build Show. I'm your host today, Ben Estrina, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. I will be building yet again, you guessed it, another PC live tonight. So we only have one to do tonight. We're going to be focused on Aaron tonight. I'm sorry, I should not say that way. It's Aaron. But that one viral clip, if you guys remember or know what I'm talking about, he likes Aaron. Good. I'm assuming you're a friend. Noah, welcome to the Build Show. Soldier, welcome back to the Build Show. Over there on the YouTube. Bestest friend. I'll leave Dropple Gangster, who's over there on the Twitch side right now. No, it's Aaron. I got it. So we're going to be building for Aaron tonight. All right, so let's run through the build, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We'll build this PC. All right, so first of all, we struggled to get the 9070 graphics card that we're searching for this build. It was a struggle. Inventory is hard to get, so we do have one of the better Sapphire cards for the 9070 that we did get for this build, just like I was talking about yesterday, that we're going to be doing the 9700 with the 9070, which is kind of like a perfect combination, honestly. So to begin, we have the AMD Ryzen 7 9700X, which has 8 cores, 16 threads, and a maximum boost of 5.5 gigahertz. So this is a Zen 5 processor, 9000 series. So it's a great processor for the cost, and it's gonna really get him set up on a great socket that's gonna be supported for a long time, which is AM5. Next, we have the Thermalright AM5 contact frame that we're going to replace the stock contact frame with. Generally, this is about a couple of degrees difference in temperature when it comes to what it's actually doing. It's really designed to help keep the contact of the cooler on the CPU as flat as possible, or as good as possible, making the contact as good as possible, which helps cool the CPU better, and it usually helps by a couple of degrees. So for the few dollars it costs, it just makes sense to go ahead and use them as much as I can on AM5 sockets, and of course on the newer Intel sockets as well. Next up is our motherboard. We have a Gigabyte Aorus Elite AX B650 motherboard. This will have all the features that he's ever going to probably need in a gaming PC. And it's an AM5 socket that'll be supported for quite some time, up until, I think they're talking, AMD was talking like 2028 at least. but you've seen the AM4 socket being supported for way longer than that time frame. So I have a feeling it's probably going to be supported longer than that. And then we have our cooler, which is going to be cooling the CPU, which is our Thermalright Frozen Infinity, which is a 360 millimeter AIO featuring 3 120 millimeter fans with the Infinity mirrors on the side and the Infinity mirrors on the block. So it's a great cooler, got a great board and a great CPU, but that's not it. That is not all. We've got 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 megahertz, and I believe this was CL30. Yes, CL30 for the timing. This is a G.Skill Flare X5 kit. This stuff is pretty stable. I really like these kits just for the stability and also for the cost. So it's a good trade-off. There's no RGB on them, but for simply performance and stability, that's a good kit. Next, we have our storage, which is an MP44 by Team Group. It is a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. And I believe it has a 7,000 megabit read and a 6,800 write. So it's a very fast SSD. And then we're going to be powering the system with a 1,050 watt. We were supposed to have an 850 watt, but I wanted to make sure he had enough wiggle room with the power supply to get a bigger graphics card in the future if he wanted to. The other problem was the original graphics card that I had ordered for him that never showed up because of inventory issues had 3 PCIe's on the card, so it required 3 different cables. And if you look at 850 watts power supplies, most of them only have 2, and I did not want to use the pigtail, so originally that's why I picked this up for his build. But we have a card, I believe, that only has 2 now that we ended up with. So hey Tat, what's up, man? Welcome back to the build show, sir. I know you were here first in the chat. Imagine ordering 3 things from Newegg in one order and it's all coming in different times. No. Yeah, that's normal. Onra, welcome back to the build show, sir. I need your professional opinion. I'm thinking in upgrading to a Ryzen 9600X. Does it worth money going for a B850 board, or is it better saving a few bucks with the B650? So if you are upgrading right now, I would say go with the B580, or I'm sorry, the B850. But if you need to save a few bucks, the B6, there's nothing wrong with the B650. Honestly, the big difference is the PCIe 5.0 support on some of the B850 boards, not all of them, some of them, and then also the Wi-Fi 7. So if those are 2 things that you need, which if you look at PCIe 5.0, it's really not that big of a deal so far. So maybe the only biggest deal it's going to be is with storage performance. Hey, what's up, Mitch Hemmen over there on YouTube? Welcome back to the build show. To be honest, I don't know how relevant is right now. It's not that relevant. In the future, maybe it will be more relevant, but I don't think it's going to be relevant until another GPU release. So, I mean, that's how you're going to have to look at it. You know, if you want to be more ready for PCIe 5.0 later down the road, which I don't think it's going to be years from, I don't think it's going to be a big deal for another year or so, maybe 2 years. Look at how PCIe 4.0 rolled out and judge it off of that. I mean, and look at how long it's stuck around since then. So what was that, 5000 series when it became a thing, and it wasn't like that big of a deal. People didn't really give a few craps about it, honestly, until storage started using PCIe Gen 4, PCIe 4. That's where the performance difference was with storage, with the read and the write speeds. That's when you wanted PCIe 4.0. But I mean, our storage in PCIe 4.0 is so fast right now, doesn't make sense to go to PCIe 5 and spend the extra money. No, in my opinion, it doesn't. So, not right now anyway. I'd wait on it, but that's just me. I wouldn't jump to PCIe 5.0 just because it's a thing yet. PCIe Gen 4 is plenty fast. You don't need it, you know. So, okay. So, the only other thing we didn't talk about is the case, which is going to be I think it was a Thermaltake. Yeah, the Thermaltake View 270, which is a modern front tempered glass panel, side tempered glass panel, and side intake, bottom intake design case. It's not a dual chamber, a true dual chamber case, but it's kind of like a half Z, you know, one of the modern looking cases. So we're going to be building in that. I also have 3 fans to add to the bottom of that, so we'll get some more airflow, you know. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this build. I know Aaron is totally ready for this thing to be built. So, been waiting. Has it been over a week now, Aaron? I feel like it's been over a week, which is actually pretty good with all things considered. Hell yeah. Why does it feel like the music's still loud? Maybe it's my speaker. Hold on. Gotta keep it cool. Welcome back to the Build Show, Mr. Alex Maduv. Seven days today, I think. Nice. So we're within our 6 to 9 days. It's actually pretty impressive. I'm catching back up. I am. It is taking a little bit of time to catch up. I'm reporting all of you to Mr. Oh Sang Hanzi. What? What did I do? Is this something I said? Is it because of the AA Ron? Is there an AA Ron here? AA Ron! One of my favorite clips. I'm gonna have to fix this camera, so I'm gonna get you guys all disorientated for just a moment. We're a little crooked. I think we go this way. A little better. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is get our 9700X or Ryzen 7's 9700X CPU installed into this socket. But we're not going to close it up because we're going to remove the stock brackets and install our AIM-5 contact frame. Which makes Tat over there pretty nervous. God, I can't wait to play Minecraft on this. Is that what he wants to do, is play Minecraft on this? He told me that he wanted to play Roblox in 4K. And this is what we came up with. Oops. No, that's what I want. Oh, okay. Bitch man. Ben, did you hear some of the AIM-5 CPUs cooking on ASRock boards? I did not, but I don't use any ASRock boards, so we're good. I steered away from that. Not because I dislike ASRock, it's mostly because of the software side of things. As soon as Gigabyte created the control center, I was on board with Gigabyte. I was so happy when they made the control center. I'm like, thank goodness they made the control center. And it actually works pretty good. It's a little buggy when you first install it because it doesn't like to run properly until all Windows updates are done. But ASRock boards, it's the software that I don't like. Hard to manage for customers if they're trying to manage their own driver updates and things. Whereas something like the Control Center is super easy to use for motherboard driver updates and things like that. So, and same thing with the Asus Armory Crate. So we've removed the stock bracket here from the socket, and now we're going to install our AM5 contact frame. But no, I didn't actually hear about that. That's news to me. Was that something that happened really recent, Mitch? Wait, this could play Roblox in 4K? Say less? Yes, you probably could play Roblox in 4K. No problem. You could probably play Roblox in 4K on a smart fridge, to be honest. I think it's mostly on the 800 ASRock boards. Yeah, I didn't touch any of them like that yet. Hey, good evening, Army Vet. Welcome back to the Build Show. Not gonna lie, I'm getting a motherboard first. I may just install it once the contact frame comes in 4 days after. If you were local, man, I have a 1700. I have 1700 contact frames here. The LGA 1700. And I have AM5 contact frames as well. They're in stock. You just have to move very close to snow. Move away from that Florida weather. Yeah, I mean, if it's limited to just ASRock, they really can't say, oh, it's an AMD problem, and then Asus and MSI and Gigabyte are like, we're not having problems. It's probably a power thing, like it always is. All right, Tat, once again, we're going to reverse, going counterclockwise on the screw until we feel the click, which means we have hit the, and I know you can't see past my hand, which is stupid, but I'm going counterclockwise here until we hit the thread, which is going to tell us when we could start. And then I'll go clockwise, I'll do one turn. One turn. I might have gone a little over on that one. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but as close as possible. And then we'll continue on the X pattern. One more turn. One more turn. One more turn. One more turn, and continue on. This one's already tight, so I did go over. And then we're gonna snug all four of them. They're all snugged and good to go. The reason why we do that is calm down, dude. Good? Alright, so the reason why we do that is because we want to put even pressure across the entire CPU as it pushes down into the pins. So we're pushing the CPU down into the pins, and the pins are acting like springs, basically. And you want to do that as even as possible because it's a lot of pressure. I am expecting somebody to drop off a PC tonight while we're on stream, just an FYI. We might have to pause the stream as we receive a PC. So, just, yeah. Alright, we got the contact frame installed. Next, we're going to tackle the RAM. We're going to be putting the RAM in slots A2 and B2. So we're going to start with our G.Skill Flare X5 DDR5, 32 gigs, two 16 gig sticks, 6000 megahertz CL30. Whoa! Log in on the phone all the time to keep this streak. A 7 stream streak. I think you're leading right now. Pat might have you. Oh, he's been hanging out here over on Twitch too. He had to fight. Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and drop this RAM in. It's easy as that. You line it up. It can only go in one way. So one side has a specific amount of pins and the other side has more pins. And then there's a little piece of plastic slot in the middle with a notch on each of the sticks. You line it up, you push it straight down, and then the clips on each side clasp the RAM, clicks, and it is now mounted. So next, we're going to do the SSD, which we're going to put in this top slot here. Or top M.2 header. I don't know what the proper name is for it. So it's a slot. So we're going to do, again, the Team Group MP44, 2 terabyte. M.2 NVMe SD PCIe Gen 4. Super snappy drive, so it's going to make load times super fast. So we're going to pull the heat sink off, heat spreader. Actually, need to get in there. Pop that open. But you install it on an angle, and when you come in on an angle like this, it'll slide in easy, and then we push it down. You'll either have a clip mechanism like this, or you'll have a screw, or you'll have a little switch type mechanism. There's all sorts of different types of mechanisms for securing the drive. But after, so if your motherboard has a heat spreader that goes over the top, not all of them do, but most of the higher end boards do. You just install that, and of course peel the plastic underneath on the thermal pad. Make sure you remove that. Do not leave the plastic on the thermal pad. It will cook your drive. It will go in the other way, Ben. Might as well crunch. It's not recommended to do that. It's true. I've seen people jam DDR4 into DDR5 ports that way. That just makes me cringe a little bit. All right, so with that completed, we're going to open up the cooler and get our brackets ready. I believe this one has a bracket for AM5. Our cooler has to be mounted to the socket, and each cooler has a bracket that you need to install. Some of them will use the stock. Some of them will use stock brackets. But this one I think has a unique one. By Thermalright. It's the Thermalright design. Similar to the Peerless Assassin, I believe. We're going to look at a white box for just a moment. Hotter than Apple? Yes. Intel? No. So newbie question, is it true AMD runs generally hotter? I think right now it's actually a more efficient CPU than Intel. If we go to the latest. Bazooka Builders, welcome back to the Build Show, sir, over there on the YouTube. Welcome back. So I think it is not true anymore. It used to be, like when the original Ryzen came out, they ran hot. They ran hot. So it was a thing, but it is no longer a thing. Cool. The whole package for AMD is just there. And this must be the Intel package. Convenient. It's actually really smart. So there's a bag labeled AMD, and then there's a bag in here labeled Intel. It has all the components just there for Intel. You don't have to sort through them. Or for AMD. And Intel. Very convenient. Alright. Let's remove these plastic stock brackets that come with the motherboard. And you do that by removing the 4 screws here. And the plastic just lifts off. The back plate does not fall off because the back of the contact frame, or the contact frame, is screwed right down to it, so you don't have to worry about your back plate vanishing like AIM-4. That used to happen to AIM-4 all the time. Where you take those 4 screws out and all of a sudden your back plate disappears, especially if it's in a case and then you're going in the back of the computer chasing it and then trying to figure out how to keep it on there. Alright, Bazooka, I did not update that, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. The build... You guys want to give me a second? I could fix that. You guys want me to fix the build command because it's still not fixed? I was lazy. Not gonna lie. It's incorrect information. It's a 9700X Bazooka. A Ryzen 7 9700X. Built into a B650 Aorus Elite AX motherboard. And then we have 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 megahertz CL30, which is the G.Skill Flare X, a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD by Team Group with CMP44 super fast drive. And then we have a RX 9070 AMD, so it's an AMD build, fully AMD. And then we have the Thermalright Infinity cooler for the CPU, as well as a Thermaltake View 270 case with some additional fans, and then we have a 1050 watt power supply for the build. So that is the build in a nutshell. Old man slacking off. Hey, I'm not that old, but yes, I am slacking. Huh. Wait a second. Those X3D chips get pretty warm. They do, but they're not that bad. There we go. That is mounted and good to go. Not as hot as AA Ron's old PC. Yeah, sending the graphics card in limp mode. Yes, we are avoiding sending the graphics card into limp mode by making sure it has 1, enough power, and 2, has a proper cooling for the entire build. I ban him. What? Some giant idiot. No, we don't ban him. After the stream last night, I finished Alan Wake DLC, The Writer. It was really good and fun. I still haven't gotten a chance to play Alan Wake yet. It's terrible. Slacking in many different departments. Hey, what's up, Angel? I run a fan CPU cooler with my 9800 X3D. Nothing wrong with that. What cooler is it? Air coolers can run a 9800 X3D just fine, such as the Peerless Assassin by Thermalright. That'll run a 9800 X3D just fine. Alright, so now that this board is ready, we've got everything prepped on it, we're going to go ahead and throw it in the case. As Army Vet would say, gently place it into the case. Aaron really wants to see me throw it into the case, so I'm sure. Right? Sorry, I had to fight with the box. This is the Thermaltake View 270. Great looking case. It's got the modern design where you've got the tempered glass side panel and the tempered glass front panel, kind of that fishbowl look. Kind of the dual chamber design. We've got the mesh on the bottom for additional airflow, which is nice, as well as the additional mesh on the front for additional airflow, and then the mesh on the back. There is one thing that I don't like about these cases that I've identified, but it's not a showstopper, and it's the perforated metal on the side intake. Dang it, I keep fat fingering when I try to use a phone. None of that made sense. I thought my wife's OC was overheating. Come to find out, the warmth was coming from the modem. Oh. Like, was your modem breathing on your CPU? PC? This is unfortunately all taped up to the side of the case, so I have to pull that off. Just to pull the panel off. Come on. There's our hardware bag for the case. Be Quiet cooler came with my PC when it was a pre-built. That's not a bad cooler. Modem between our cases, the heat from it seemed like it was coming from the other side. Maybe you should just put like a small fan underneath it to blow the heat up, so it pushes up. Or just move the modem. You know what? We're gonna hold off on undoing those for the memento. Oh, these have to definitely come undone. Okay, now we are officially ready to drop this motherboard, I'm sorry, gently place the motherboard into the case. And then we'll use the hardware from the case to mount it. Mitch, man, I have a Peerless Assassin on my AIM-4 3800X. And on my 7600X 3D, best cooler I've ever used. Yes, I agree. They're good coolers. Some of the best on the market. For air coolers. I plug USB fans into mine. Does your modem have a USB port? It's never did this before. Was nice during the winter. Probably a nice little heater for your feet. Come a long way. I've never used water cooling. I don't game either. Yeah, you're fine with the Thermalright Peerless Assassin. It's a great cooler even for gaming. Well, the modems do need to breathe. They are an electronic. They do get hot. I know this from experience back when I worked, you know, the IT industry, and people like to bury modems in tight places and then wonder why their modems constantly die and they have outages. Well, it's because you're literally cooking your modem to death. So that does happen. They do get hot. Like my poor modem is in our boiler room, because that's our utility room where everything comes into the house from the outside in. So unfortunately, my modem got terminated there by the previous owner, and I just never moved it. And I meant to, but it gets really hot in there in the winter, and it's like 80 degrees in that room, 80, 85 sometimes in the winter, with the boiler being in there. So I know that modem's probably screaming. But it is a Comcast business modem, so if it burns out, they'll be out here sometime same day to swap it out, so I'm not too concerned. But I should probably move it. Okay, so now we have the board installed. We just have to tackle all the front panel stuff and get that all plugged in, and then we'll get our EPS cables plugged in, of course, like normal, before we put the cooler on the top of the case here. We're going to start with our USB-C, which I want to try to run this so I'm not like bending it. We're going to have to move all of these cables over this way and run it down. Max, do you need to go out? Hold on a second, I gotta go. Hey, Wick Farms, or Wick Fams? Farms? Wick Fams? I wish I had a Micro Center near me. I keep seeing videos and I have friends telling me they have parts I can't get since they don't have a Micro Center. Micro Center generally has a lot of the parts, but they still have issues with scalpers. So we still have that same issue. So it's not like fully resolved. If you look on our marketplace locally, there's a whole bunch of people selling cards and things near us, which sucks. We're near the Madison Heights, Michigan. Wait, is there a dog? Can we see? Yes, there is Max here, but I don't think I'll be able to get him on camera. Hold on, let me see if he needs to go out. All right. He's going outside, doing his thing, so. We do have a dog door, but we have to keep the dog door closed because the cat likes to leave through the dog door, and then he'll come back after a few days. You know, dude, way too late for AA, Ron. You're embarrassing us. What? Everybody loves Max. When you come here, you can check out Max and say hi to him. He means me. I know. Coming in late. What's up? What CPU? We have a... So the build command does have outdated information. Don't use it and don't trust it. This is a Ryzen 7 9700X. We have 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL30 G.Skill Flare XRAM. We have a 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD by Team Group, which is an MP44, and then we have the Gigabyte B650 Elite AX motherboard in a Thermaltake View 270 with a AMD Radeon RX 9070, 1050 watt power supply, and a Thermalright 360mm AIO, and we do have some additional fans that we're going to be installing here for the bottom intake. I gotta go let the dog in real quick. All right, so that was kind of the Tiger Ryzen. Yeah. I use Comcast in Comcast all-in-one VoIP internet wireless. I used it to buy my own modem wireless router, but they always die after 3 years. I think my Comcast is more of an enterprise grade. Nice. I just updated to the 9600X tough B650 G.Skill DDR5 working great. Yes, it's a solid combination. What's up, big dog? What's up, man? Mexabean, welcome back to the build show, sir. So, I guess we can tackle the RGB fans real quick. So we have an RGB header here and an RGB header here. We also have RGB here, RGB here. Maybe we make that a chain and that a chain. I don't know. That's actually our pump header. Interesting. I hate how Gigabyte puts the pump headers down here or here. Put them up there, please. It's one thing I don't like. Figured out my random shutdown and restart issue I asked about last time I was here. Yeah, what was it, man? Was it the power strip or something like that? Nice. I have a 550. The Rivals anti-cheat was triggering my Windows Defender. I would have never guessed that without getting on there and looking at it, maybe. Would have never got it. To BH. I whistled my library and I'm back up and running. Whitelisted. Sorry, I'm old, I can't read. Like, you whistled your library? That's weird. Whitelisted your library, now you're back up and running. That's awesome. Is 1 terabyte enough space for Windows boot drive? Yes. Yeah, man, that's enough space. If it's more than enough space, like a 500 gigabyte drive would be enough for Windows. If it's only running Windows, then yes. 1 terabyte is more than enough. This is driving me nuts, these two little dinky cables. Got those plugged in, so let's go ahead and get our EPS cables out for our CPU power, which is up there in that top corner where the cooler is going to be. And then we can mount that cooler, get the bottom fans in, do all that fun stuff. Dude, don't do that. Don't go back there. You're gonna pull stuff down. Max is being a little bit of a nuisance tonight. Getting into trouble. Max. It's Mr. Max. He's trying to go underneath the other workbench there, and there's a bunch of cables there, and he always gets tangled up in the cables and then pulls, like, for example, my backup external drive. He'll pull that off the bench, and it'll fly across the room. And no, it's not an SSD. So, it's the poor hard drive that's getting destroyed. It's just a temporary backup drive that I use to back up files if I need to for a customer while I'm working on stuff. If I'm worried about, say, breaking something, I'll make an image. Alright, so these two are our EPS cables, and these go up here in the top corner, which is why we want to deal with these before we put the cooler in. You will see when I go to put the cooler in that we won't see these connections anymore, so trying to get to them after the fact is a very big, painful process. So I highly recommend doing this in your build, if you're doing a build, before you put your cooler in. Especially if it's a modular power supply. If it's not, go ahead and put your power supply in and then do these. But you definitely want to get these in first. I'm gonna have to zip tie these things or something. There we go. We got our EPS cables in. We can tackle this cooler. Tyrell, hey! I'm an hour late, darn. Been watching the weather, man. Talk about tornadoes, I know. Yeah, my wife's up there geeking out with the tornadoes happening everywhere. She thinks one's gonna hit us. And I'm like, well, if it does, we have insurance. I think. Yeah, he's not getting a 5090 yet, man. He's special. Not that special. He wouldn't even know what to do with it. Nice. Nice. Gosh darn it. What I'm doing now is doing just a little bit of cable management to help keep these cables a little more situated. But once we get this up here, I should be able to feed the rest of these cables through. Like that. Now, once again, I find myself in a pickle. Those are my radiator screws that are still in a package that I need right now. Not a good time. The PC's getting dropped off like I was talking about just a second or a few minutes ago, so he's got to go outside and go grab the PC again. He's dropping off parts in the PC that we'll need to work on. Just terrible timing. Gosh. Yeah, I hope it didn't get too wet. I'm probably gonna put that right. Cool. Good. And I got your old stuff here that we. Alright.
So, 7800 3XE, is that the right choice?
Yep. No, that's a great choice.
Okay.
Sorry, did not choose wrong there.
Well, they turn off something on the new one.
Oh. Yeah, it's a little bit better, like maybe 10%. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back. We're going to finish these AIO screws and then we can get the CPU blocked. And then we'll do the bottom fans, the GPU, the power supply, and cable management. What else, guys? Is there anything else? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Blake was playing Outbreak on stream, but we have been watching Real Life Radar. Nice. There we go. So as you can see, you can no longer see those EPS cables up there. That is why we take care of the EPS cables first. But then you don't have to deal with trying to get those plugged in underneath there. Trust me, it sucks having to pull that cooler out to find out that you have to pull the cooler out in order to fit those fans, or those cables. Those fans. I'm thinking about fans, and I'm talking about cables. Okay, so I guess we should just block this right now, and then we'll move on to the fans. Do. Console games are like 70 bucks. What's up, Kenneth? Welcome back to the Build Show. Ant-Man, LeBron, or MJ? Ben, I think LeBron has a way more pull than MJ did. I don't know. I missed quite a few chats here. I'm not surprised Switch Pro is $450. The PS5 was $750 now. Yeah, console prices are just going to keep climbing, guys. Hardware, demand, prices on the hardware that's going into these things to keep up with PC. They're trying. The prices on consoles are just going to keep going up. All right, and then we have a pump connection and an RGB connection for this block. Send both through the back. The pump's going to go back here, inside the board. Is where the pump header belongs, according to Gigabyte. Straight up. There we go. Got that plugged in. Man, is it twisted. Here we go. Now, all we have to do is install a GP or install some fans on the bottom. Ant-Man. Yeah, that's why I'm not coming back to console gaming after getting a PC. Yeah, same. I just got Ally X for portability. That's actually a pretty cool unit. No more consoles, Team PC. Yes. Because you can keep upgrading it. You don't have to buy a new one every time. It's fan time. Some loud thunder out there. Sorry, I had to go look. Really loud thunder outside right now. The outside is angry. These storms are insane. Get back over here. All right. So with these are reversed blades. The importance or the significance about that is that the blades are flipped so that the airflow is the proper direction, and we can keep the fan the proper direction and have the RGB fancy on the proper side. It's mostly for aesthetics to use the reversed blade. That's why we use them. We have Tornado Watch here. Dang. There's like 20-something tornadoes out there right now, I think, right? Isn't there like 25 or 28 confirmed tornadoes in the United States right now? What I heard earlier. Absolutely insane. I think Michigan's gonna have a few of them this year. They kind of go in spurts like that. You have a backup generator? No, I do not. I do, but it's currently 30 minutes away, and I have to manually plug it in. So, and get gas because it's out of gas. And it's over at my in-laws' house right now. Yeah, be safe, man. Zuka, hope you stay on the ground. Rough, sorry. It is what it is. I've lived through worse. Had an EF2 nearby last week. Damn. I know last week there was a bunch of tornadoes too. On Sunday, I think too, right? What is with all the tornadoes? Yeah, I hope there's no tornado that actually shows up for you, Bazooka. But definitely keep your ears out. Your ears open. They sound like freight trains. The big ones do. Little ones just kind of sound like a lot of wind. I guess. Best way I could describe them. I've seen a couple. Far distance. Okay, so now that we've got all the fans lined up here, we just need to get the screws, which we have the hardware included with the case, thankfully, that comes with these. If not, I have extra. And then we're going to use Mr. Stubby, a very short screwdriver, to actually complete the process of screwing these screws down to secure the fans. We're all going to say thank you, Mr. Stubby. I'm just kidding. Do backup gens that use car gas or different kind of gas? They use, so the generator I have is a regular gasoline motor. Like a Briggs & Stratton motor. So it just uses regular gasoline. But there are other types of backup generators that are hooked up for like a whole house generator backup. Those use natural gas or could use propane. You hook it up to that, but super expensive to run up propane. But they will get the job done. Either one of them. If you have your own gasoline generator, you will have a little bit of extra work to get it plugged in and, you know, fire it up, run it, shut off the main because you don't want to be sending power back up the line. So you need to be mindful. There's a little bit of a process to it versus like an automated generator will do all that for you because it's set up to do that. And then it just starts pulling natural gas. We got natural gas. The kicker is it's not working at the moment. What's wrong with the natural gas? I don't know, just found out it wasn't working yesterday. Oh man, you got no heat? Ant-Man, I do not play the lottery, no. Very rare for me to play the lottery, or gamble in general. It's very rare for me to do anything like that. I just don't like gambling money. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, which is the dangerous thing. So I don't do it. But still need to fix that. Yeah, we're good on power, but still need to fix that. Where are you located, Noah? Just out of curiosity. Are you like up north? Where all that stuff's going on right now with the ice storm? What do we do with tables like you? These are so stupid. Trying to get a handle on some of these cables because this is insane. The downside of the thermal rig view is just the sheer length of the cables from the fans. Insanely long. Zip ties, need more. I play every so often. It's over 100 million. You think I would win it? Sister lives in Petoskey, though. She's down here at the moment due to the ice storm. Yeah, I don't blame her. Spaghetti factory being tamed. Clarkston. Oh, gotcha. Oh. It's not a bad area. It's nice over there. Clarkston. It's just out in Waterford today. So a nice area. We'll be able to just tie this up pretty nicely here. Well, that'll save a ton of time later when it comes down to cable management here. Might have had to use 18 different zip ties for that, but it is done. And it's so much easier to deal with now. Thank goodness. So next up, we have a graphics card install. And then we have a power supply install. And then a very quick cable management because we already did the majority of the work there. Let's go ahead and get our 9070 installed. Drop my screwdriver for that. Yo! Alright, so the build is... The information is not up to date, Young Joe. I know, the last two streams I've been terrible at this. It's a Ryzen 7 9700X with 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 memory, CL30 6000 megahertz, 216 gig stick, dual channel G.Skill Flare X, 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is a Team Group MP44. We got a Thermalright Infinity Cooler, 360 millimeter AIO on a B650 Aurora Elite motherboard with a Thermaltake View 270 and 3 additional Thermalright fans, reverse blades on the bottom. We have a RX 9070 and a 1050 watt power supply. That'd be the build. I know, and the build command doesn't seem to be working over there on Twitch, and I don't know why. I gotta figure that out. Why the no, Young Joe? Did you go into... Nice. Can you get away with an 8 gig VRAM cards these days? Yes, Kenneth, of course you can. 8 gig is more than doable. All right, we got all these peels to peel. Can you use 50 card on Gen 4? Yes. You definitely can. Also, how have you been? I've been pretty good. Doing pretty good. Friday, we're going to get all 4 of the wisdom teeth pulled out, so that's going to be quite exciting, and I probably won't be able to stream for a day or 2 at least, unless you guys want me to jump on stream and either A, be extremely loopy from whatever meds they pump through me, or gas, or B, me talk like sexy graphics card right there, black and red slaps. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. The Sapphire Pulse, one of the better cards out there. So we're looking nice. We are looking nice. Almost there, guys. We can go ahead and run the 24 pin and the 2 PCIe cables here for the power supply. Get those taken care of here. And then we can basically drop the power supply in there and fire this bad boy up. Little bit of teeny tiny bit of cable management on the backside after this. Thought we had 2 of those singles, but apparently we don't. I'll just go with the duals because they'll look the same. Can I fit both down there? I think I should be able to. Flip is up. I want it facing upwards. Like that. Right? It comes in. No. It's facing down. Doing math, sorry. Oh, that thunder. Hey, what's up? Nice build. Yeah, thank you, Young Joe. Thank you, sir. We're just going through the process and getting it done. Almost done with this one, guys. Trying to get those cables cleared from those fans. Oh, a little bit of a process. All right, we are ready to plug this power supply in. Holy shit, that lightning. That storm's pretty bad. Oh, daddy. You gonna be okay down there? Yeah, it's just amazing how loud the thunder and the lightning is tonight. It's crazy. I don't since I've heard it that loud. Like, I want to go outside and watch it. I'll be alright. I'm also worried that we might lose power. It's a lot of rain. Watching the radar down there right now. And my storm chasers. Yeah, my Mrs. Empower's watching that too. It woke up your daughter just now. Yikes. Yeah, it's pretty loud over here. Fake news. Yes. Mike Thompson, I'm sorry. I did not update the build command. I'm sorry. I made it 105 minutes late. You're good. Don't worry about it. Welcome back to the Build Show, Mike Thompson. This is a 9700X Ryzen 7 9700X on a B650. Here, I'll flip it over so you can see the rest of it. With an RX 9070, 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 RAM, CL30, G.Skill Flare X. We've got a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD and a Thermalright Infinity Cooler 360mm AIO built into a View Thermaltake View 270 and a Thermaltake 1050 watt power supply. But we are ready to put some of these panels back on and actually clean up the hardware and fire this thing up. So, hey Aaron, do you think this cable management is clean enough for you? Nice and clean. Got it together. Get it together. I know, I'm terrible. The last couple nights I haven't been able to get my S together. Is that a concern for when you are updating drivers? No, not so much. Hey, Aaron. Nice pewter. Yeah, it's a nice computer. Now let's see if we could test it, get it fired up before we lose power. That is a lot of water coming down. All right. We'll get it fired up here in just a moment, guys. Gotta clean up this hardware mess. Ooh, flickering lights, guys. We got flickering lights. Did I just skip the hardware cleanup and get it fired up so you guys can see it? Please, Lord, let the power stay. We don't typically lose it, but now that I said that, I'm definitely going to lose it. Alright, get you a side view and get you a view of the PC. Here we go. Alright, AA Ron. You gotta tell us when to fire this thing up. Tell us to push that power button. Let her rip! Alright. In 3, 2, 1. Also got a little bit of RGB up there. And we've already got a post. That was a very fast post. Moment of truth. The post is a good sign. The post is an acronym that stands for Power On Self-Test. And what that means is it powered on and it passed its test. So it's ready for Windows. So all we got to do is install Windows, do the drivers, do the BIOS updates, which is why it wouldn't be ready tonight like we were talking about earlier today. Because I've got probably 3 to 4 more hours worth of work on it, which I'm not going to be able to do tonight. I probably won't have power. So, he's an eager beaver, Ben. I know. It's okay. Nice lighting. Yeah, it's very pretty. Very pretty. Don't mind. Don't worry, I would be excited too. Get my hands on a beast like this. You can be gaming with this. You'd be gaming. I think that's how they say it now, right? Way to call me out. It's all good. It's like that all the time here. Everybody's just super excited to get the build. Kyril's still waiting on his. We just built his last night, but we gotta ship his. It's almost ready to get dropped. Or picked up by UPS. We're just waiting on bench space at this point because we're a little backed up. But there we have it. It's built. I'm blessed to be local. Kyril is actually technically local too. He's just up by, he's up in the UP. So it's got to travel a little bit of distance north into Michigan. And it was actually, I think driving would be pretty close to the same price as the shipping. Speaking of being ready, quick question, do you install any programs for me? Yes. Yep, everything will be ready to go out of the box, except for the games and Steam and things like that. But if you want me to put Steam on there, I could. But it will have an Empower Gaming desktop, local admin account already set up, So it'll take you right into the desktop and it'll be all set up so you could use that or sign into your Microsoft account on that account and it converts it to your account if you wanted to do that. Whatever you wanted to do from there. But yes, all the RGB software and things will be installed and ready to go for you. One of the cool things about being local when you come pick it up is I can put it on the bench for you and walk you through these things before you take it home. So, another benefit. So I will try to get this done for tomorrow and should have it ready for pickup later in the day. I do have one thing I got to go do tomorrow around 3 p.m., which I might cancel because I've just got way too much on my plate today, or for tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. I might just text them and say we're gonna have to do it another day. I'm gonna sell my pre-built just to watch more videos. I mean, if you're interested in getting a PC built, just let me know. We'll put together the best we can for the budget. Sounds familiar. This way, you have video proof that it was built right. Sometimes. I'm just kidding. I do not build any gaming laptops. That is just, there's zero benefit for me doing any type of laptop stuff. I know. The laptop, I can make recommendations for you if you need help picking one out, though. I could do that at least. But I can't build them. There's just no profit when I do that. I've looked into it, and it's insanely expensive, and you know, you could just go buy an Asus for probably half the cost with more horsepower, so it doesn't make sense to do it. Maybe if I'm like Falcon Northwest one day, people would want to pay the extra money just to have a laptop built. But I just don't see the benefit there for anybody. You know? Like the RGB fans, yeah, they're pretty. Came back just in time. Yeah, Bazooka, you got to see the final result. The final result. I'll probably snap a picture and post it in the Discord or something. There she is. In all her glory. Maybe just for the video, sometimes not about the chipset. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty. And she'll keep this system nice and cool. You won't have the same problem as before. Where a card takes a dump because it's in an oven. Looks good, Ben. Thank you, Jesse. And welcome back to the Build Show. Glad you made it over here. This is the 9070, Jesse. It made it into the build. Music is very fitting for the color of RGB, I know. It's kind of like relaxing and cool. Chill vibe. That was the idea of putting this song towards the end, around the 2-hour mark, because it usually takes me about 2 hours to do a build, so there is thought in the music, believe it or not. Nice. Yeah. Cat, I like it. Yeah, this is, I do like it too. Looks nice. Alright guys, well that is it for the night. We're not doing another build tonight, we're just doing the one, which is build number 37 for Aaron. And yeah, we should be, I'm going to try to cram a build stream in tomorrow. We've got inventory builds to do. So, and then that'll be the last stream for the week. because Friday I'm getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled out. So unless you guys want me to jump on stream and go with a mouth full of cotton or whatever is going to be in my mouth, who knows? And who knows what's going to come out of my mouth when I'm gassed up? I have no idea. So Friday, definitely no stream. Saturday, most likely no stream. Sunday, most likely no stream. But we should be back at it Monday, I think. Yeah. So we'll get a build stream in tomorrow. We'll do at least one build tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Monday for the streams. But, you know, jump on the YouTube channel and see what I've been kind of producing over there. Been trying to do stuff. When do you think shipping will happen? I am hoping to get it out for you tomorrow, quote unquote, maybe Friday. So Friday the latest. I need to get it out by Friday, basically, is what my target is right now. But I'm going to try to get it out tomorrow because I got UPS coming tomorrow again because they showed up here, but I guess didn't knock or anything because they were supposed to pick up another box and they didn't. That white and black build is sitting here ready to go out, labeled and everything, and it didn't make it out. So it was supposed to be picked up today. No idea what happened there. They weren't here. So I got them coming back tomorrow. And UPS, it's weird. UPS, because they're high value packages, UPS drivers have to pick them up. My local UPS location will not accept high value product from me. They just straight up said, if it's over $1,000, we can't take it. I'm like, okay. Has to be picked up by a driver. It's really weird. So I have to schedule drivers to come over and pick them up. Oh yeah, no problem. Blow up the chat anytime. Come on in. Hang out. We'll be back tomorrow. Love it. Hey, Aaron. Nice. Hopefully Aaron Aaron enjoys this sweet rig. I think Aaron will really enjoy it. Compared to what he had before, this is going to be a really nice PC for him. He's not going to have the problems that he had before anyway. That's for sure. And the performance is going to be outstanding. Definitely. My Monday is tomorrow. Nice. Sounds good. Should be here in time for the weekend. Yeah, as long as the bridge is cleared up so that they can get across there, I'd say it's probably going to be up there in a day or two. So if we do get it out on Friday, it should be there probably because they do ship on Saturday. Sunday they don't on ground, UPS ground. So it should be there Monday, Tuesday the latest is my assumption, guesstimation. Unless they get it there in a day, which would be pretty cool. Nice. Looking forward to a smooth sail. I can't wait to put it all to work. Yeah, it'll go to work soon. Rest easy. All right, guys. Thanks again for joining. We're going to end it here tonight. Here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in and hanging out and chatting it up. Appreciate it. Take care, guys.